Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back. Back in the 5 cent studio. A little bit different of an angle this time. Like I always try to keep it different. So, excuse me a sec. Ah, that's really good. So, why I left the church. Okay, there's a backstory to this, and here's a little bit of a disclaimer. I am not telling anyone to leave any religion that they belong to. I'm just telling my story. That's it. All right. And there's more to it. So let's go back a little bit. I grew up from a religious family. We went, me and my brother and sister went to a church school. It was very strict. Everything was based around religion in my home. Seriously, like from the holidays to, how you acted in public and so on and so forth. I'm not saying I had a bad childhood, but this school, I actually went there from like kindergarten to 8th grade till it ended. So it was weird finishing there. A lot of the same kids, some came and went, but mostly pretty much the same people from the beginning all the way to the end. Good majority, maybe 70%. But as I've gotten older and as I gone into school, I just felt like certain things weren't very religious like, especially hitting people, including, and that when I say hitting people, I'm talking about hitting me, from kindergarten to about 2nd grade. It ended after that because I don't know if it got more woke back then or it was less nuns. The nuns weren't really teaching full time anymore. They were kind of just like teaching one class the touch of religion, and even then they didn't do anything anymore. So I don't know, maybe they got talked to or something. Who knows? And this is also including the principal for the first couple of years, but then she left. So yeah, and, looking back, I'm like, was that really a religious thing? But I remember thinking that as a kid. And then, fast forward, I finished there. I didn't really do too well in school there, but that's a whole other video. You know, then later on, like I ended up working for a group. Not long. They ended up firing me after I think it was like 11 and a half months or something. But it was a religious group, and it was, it's everyone there except for people like me, like a handful of civilian employees was, religious people. I don't want to say who or whatnot, but you probably get the drift. This was far away from here where I worked. Where I lived, excuse me. I worked far away from where I lived. But I needed the job at the time. I usually don't. I mean, I used to work for non-for-profits. I always swore I wouldn't, but I took it because, things were kind of dull back then. But there, it was the same thing. It was like I saw how they lived and how they treated people and even how they treated each other. It was just like corporate America. It was weird. And I'm not sitting here saying anything about abuse or anything like that. I didn't see any of that kind of stuff. More like humiliating abuse, like putting people down and putting me down more so than anything else. So I'm not saying that. And I didn't see that in school either. That, if it went on, I didn't know about it. But, I said to myself, all this, and, they always put down what, I was doing. And even though I got good reviews from the people from the outside that ate, I think, it was like they always like were complaining. They were nitpicking for every little thing. And I knew my goose was cooked. And I was kind of glad. I was like, all right, this is over. And they called me and they made up some cockamamie story, and I just went along with it. I was like, yeah, no worries, who cares? And I really didn't care. I was kind of glad to be gone. It was worth the 10 and a half or 11 and a half months because I was able to make a lot of money. And then since then I've done very well for myself. So, you know, everything helps. But, you know, I just, how can I believe in any of this? It's like the building itself of church, not so much God. I do still believe in God, yes, that is true. But I stopped going. I remember even going to my karate instructor, and I was like, oh, I ain't believe that stuff anymore. And I was like ranting and raving to him, like he shook my hand. You know, every atheist I knew kind of like shook my hand, but it's not like I'm an atheist. I just, like I said, I still believe in God. I just don't believe in the system. And I saw a lot of people like I said, like it was just a different kind of abuse. I'm like, really? This coming from this group? They treat people like this? They're volunteers and all that. Like on the surface, it looks different, but you got to be in the inner workings to see it. You man from the outside, if you just went to this place and looked around, and you'd be like, oh, it's everyone's so wonderful, but I don't know. But I'm glad I left. And I'm, like I said, I'm not telling anyone to not be religious if you want to. I do believe in God. I more spiritual, I guess you could say. I have a friend who's Buddhist, and she taught me a lot about it. So I kind of believe in a lot of what they believe, and we're all going to be different people. But yeah, I just look back and I don't know how it's funny. It couldn't be like that now. The things I saw back in the day, if that was like now, getting fired from your teaching job would be the least of your worries. You'd probably be locked up. It's crazy. Well, that afternoon coffee is good, but I just wanted to let people know why. You can agree with me, disagree with me. It doesn't really matter. It's just what it is, and I'm a much happier person. You know, I do once in a while go to a different church in my area. It's kind of like non-denominational, I think, something like that. And they're all nice people there. I only go here and there because everyone there, it kind of looks like heaven's waiting room. So it's like, I feel like if I stay there too long, I'm going to be next. So, but I'll find something. And like I said, I'm more spiritual now and trying the yoga thing and the meditation thing. And it's worked out. So you gotta, in a nutshell, believe in what you believe, but find something that centers yourself. If it's something that doesn't feel right, if you're joining whatever and it doesn't feel right, it's probably not for you. So, hey, everyone, thank you for letting me rant. So, please follow me, like, subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you do. Let me get to 100 likes. I'm sorry, 100 subscribers or 100 likes too. I'll take what I can get. So, yeah, pretty soon you'll be it's getting to be the busy season. You'll be seeing some seminars of mine and also some cooking demonstrations. I'll post them as they come about. If you happen to be in this area or whatever area it's in, I'm pretty much go all over. I'm not sure if I'm going to go way out of state this summer, but you never know. So, all right, let's talk soon. Take care now. Let's be good, please. This world's crazy enough as it is. See ya.